wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I did my face to film something else today, but I tried something different to get that bright under eye look. I don't like how it came out, but I also didn't want to waste a full face, so I was like, you know what? It's been a minute since I told you guys the story. I told you guys that I would tell you about more weirdo influencers, more weird events that I've been to. So if you guys want to hear more, then let's go. So I've often said that the few times I've been to events in LA, I never really cared for it. I never really cared for that area. People ask why, and of course, you know, like native, what do you call people from LA? Los Angeles? Native LA people be like, y'all come here, you meet transplants, then you think everyone in LA is bad. I get that. That's pretty much true for like most places. New York, you don't meet actual New Yorkers, you meet, you know, people that came there from other places and then think everyone stinks. Same thing for Atlanta, same thing for Miami, most big cities, right? And I get that, but I'm dead serious when I say I legit have not been to an event in LA where like someone was not a weirdo. This event, no different. Now, when I go to events, no matter where they are, I am usually the only black person, if not like one of two or three that's there. Not so much Atlanta for obvious reasons, but everywhere else, you know, I know that ahead of time. That's why, you know, beforehand, before I moved here, I usually brought my best friend with me so that I would have someone at the party. But you know, this event, no different. I got there. I didn't know any of the influencers that were there. That's why it's always, you know, a little chuckle when influencers say things like, I have to go to events and I have to go to these parties because it's going to be this great place to network and this and that. Baby, when I tell you them brands don't care about stuff like that, I mean, they do not care about the whole idea like you're going to build this relationship where you can text this person when they're off the clock and have that type of, you know, Desi and Katie and the owner of Dose of Colors, or Jackie and Two Face, you know, that type of having a close relationship with the people who work at that company. I'm telling you, a lot of these companies do not care about that. They're not trying to be your friend. Okay, they want that business relationship where you can be an influencer who's going to promote their stuff, but for the most part, they don't care, right? Because I'm walking around the event, I'm realizing it's a makeup event, mind you. I'm realizing I don't know most of the influencers that are here at this party. So I'm talking to an employee of the brand and I mentioned that. I'm like, you know, I don't really know any of the influencers here. This lady said, I don't either. Hello, this is what I'm saying when y'all say things like, you know, I want to build. They had another company, you know, create the invitations for this event. So the company just invited whoever the company wanted to invite it to this. It's like the brand isn't even, you know, curating a invitee list of influencers that are actually makeup influencers. She was like, I think some of these people are fitness influencers, and like they just want bodies in the room. Just to give you like a little glimpse into how these brands really do not care about y'all like that. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, I don't even really have a chance of seeing anyone here that I know, so maybe I'll come across someone who wants to start a conversation, anything like that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm still walking around the party and this guy stops me. That's also something I don't really see often at these events, are black men influencers. Like I said, you're rarely gonna see, you know, like 5 black women at these events. So, you know, that was different to me, but he stops me and he's with a group of other influencers who are not black. He's the only black person there in this group talking to me. And he stops me and he's like, oh my God, I love your hair. And he's touching it, right? Now, I don't care if you are a black man, black woman. Y'all don't touch my hair. Don't touch me. Why are you touching me? And if you guys saw the vlog when I was at that event, you know, I was wearing my natural hair. My hair was very poofy, very, very big, very out because it's LA, it's hot, all that stuff, right? So he's touching me, he's touching my hair. He says something. I love your skin tone. It's really rare around here. Now, I know it's rare to have, you know, dark-skinned black women at these events, but this is still LA. What you mean my skin tone is rare around here? So, and you have the same skin tone. We're the same skin tone. Now you might be thinking, well, maybe he's trying to give you a compliment, saying, well, it's nice to see, you know, a dark-skinned woman at this event, blah, blah, blah. But he says, it's rare around here, and then he looks back at the friends that he's with, and they all start giggling. What's funny? What's funny? I want to laugh too. What's funny? So I'm looking at him, I'm looking at them, I'm like, you know what? Let me walk away before I get ignorant at this thing. Because I was actually there with the brands. Like, I was filming with the brand. That's why I was there. So I was like, Shanine, this is not the place for you to get ignorant. But I was going to get there because what you laughing at? What you laughing at? Like, you're not the token. Anyway. And you know what's crazy? I couldn't even tell you who this man is if I wanted to. Because like I said, he wasn't a beauty influencer. He was there, I don't know, probably fitness, I would assume. But yeah, weirdo. Now, if you guys remember a couple months ago, I mentioned I was finally going to an event here in Atlanta, and I've gone to a couple since then, and I came back in my vlog, I was like, yeah, you know, it's different. I didn't meet any weirdos. Well, here we are, months later, and after going to a couple events here in Atlanta, I have also met some weirdos here in Atlanta. And ironically, at that first event that I went to, I told you guys there was like a group of us there, and they were really nice. They even mentioned, you know, like, oh, we should do something afterwards. We should make plans to hang out, go to brunch, go to lunch, Pilates, all that other stuff. And one thing about that I've learned going to events and meeting other creators is that they be capping. They be capping out here. They'll say things that they really don't mean. It's just nice to stay in the moment. More so like making plans and wanting to be friends, stuff like that. They'll say things like, oh, we should get lunch, we should go to Pilates, we should do this, we should do that. And then you never hear from these people ever again because they were never really interested in making friends at this type of thing, right? It's like a networking, it's good to know you type thing, but I don't really want to know you like that type of thing, right? So I'm used to that. I don't really care about that. So I went to the event. They even made a group chat. They made a group chat because they were like, we need to do this, we need to do that, like get to know each other, become friends, all that other stuff. So I tried to, you know, extend the olive branch, that's what they call it, right? I messaged in the group chat, I was like, hey, did you guys actually want to, you know, follow up and plan a date to do such and such? Nothing. Actually, no, one person in the group chat answered, you know, besides Drea. One person. So I saw it, I peeped it, I was like, okay, cool, bet. Like, you don't have to worry about me. You do not have to worry about me. So I went on about my business. Like I said, it's happened before. I don't really care about that, right? But the thing is, like, they just be so damn fake. It's like, if you don't care to actually get to know people and become friends, then just leave it at that. Like, don't do the weirds that I'm about to tell you about, because then it's like, why are you like this? So like I said, I messaged the group chat, no one answered. Okay, cool, whatever you want. But a few days later, I get added into another group chat, which if you're watching this and you somehow have my phone number, please do not add me to group chats, please. I end up leaving almost every group chat that I'm added to because it's y'all get in group chats and don't know how to act. You start acting like weirdos. But I get added into another group chat by one of the people who was in the original group chat. It's just me, that person, and Drea, right? And they're like, hey, my chocolate baddies, just wanted to check on y'all, see how y'all were doing, seeing if you wanted to go to brunch or lunch or something like that, whatever, blah, 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 right? So me and Drea looking at each other like, that's weird. Why did you make a whole group chat just for that, right? Before, I don't know if Drea ever answered in the group chat, but before, at least I know before I could actually say anything in the group chat, I get a separate message on Instagram from the same person. And they're like, hey, you know, I know like a long time no see or no chat since we saw each other at the event. I just wanted to reach out because, you know, I'm trying to start growing my platform, and I was wondering, you know, how much you charge for a shout out, how much you charge to like repost my posts on your Instagram. First of all, if you actually looked at my account, you would know I don't even do that. I certainly don't charge for shout outs and whatnot. I repost content that I see on Instagram just because I like the content or because the person posting it is my friend, right? But other than that, I don't do like shout out, hey, this person, I don't do that. You would notice if you actually like engaged in my content. And two, like, just say that. Like, if that's what you wanted from the get, like, just say that. Just say, you know, I'm trying to grow, you know, can you repost me or stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. The whole like side thing of, oh, do you want to go out? Do you want to go to brunch? Do you want to do lunch? Like that's how these influencers end up in these situations where they fall out, and like all now social media knows all of your business because you were never really friends to begin with. It was more of a business relationship. It was more of, you know, social climbing, how they like to call it when they do fall out. Like that could be avoided if you just kept it a buck and let it be known what you wanted from the get-go. I never answer that either, just because I also don't like that. Like the next person might, I don't, the whole energy is just a no for me. But you know, weirdo. And this last one, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but first impressions are also a thing. And you know, when you've been around in this community and you know how people like to move, like red flags start coming up, right? So, and what's weird about this influencer is that like she follows me everywhere. Like on most social media platforms, I follow her back. We've engaged before, you know, anytime that we have communicated online, it's been cordial, it's been nice, which is also why it's throwing me off. But I met her in person and it was not the person that I be interacting with on social media. It was very stank, very, you know, cold. And y'all know, especially me, like I don't leave my house, very introverted, very like I'd rather stick to myself. But when I'm in person, especially when I'm meeting new people, I think I've said this before, that my pet peeve is like, if I'm not rude to you, don't be rude to me. So if I don't want to be treated that way, I don't treat people that way when I meet them in real life, right? So if I'm meeting you for the first time, it's very, you know, hey, how are you? You know, little side hug if you want to, stuff like that. Completely like Miss Mamas was just no. Just very much so no, very cold, very whatever, blah, 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 blah. And the entire time that we're in this same space together, just in general, not just me, like everyone that was there, giving very much so like, I don't want to be here. You know, or if you ever seen or heard people talk about like the people, they go out and it's like you're only going out maybe to get content and to get video to show that you were out, but you don't actually want to be there. You know, like, hey, I'm at the club, blah, 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 blah. And then like you put the phone down and then it's like. So I'm looking at it, I'm observing, you know, I'm talking to Drea. I'm like, this just feels weird. Again, because like, it's not the person that I'll be interacting with online like that. So we were talking about it afterwards. Mind you, like so we were there together. At some point she ends up leaving. Even like leaving, it's just like, okay, bye. And then, you know, she dips. So I'm talking to Drea later and she's like, well, you know, like maybe she didn't recognize you. Maybe she didn't realize that, you know, she also follows you on social media. And I'm like, true, you know, I'm not the, I have to be recognized when I'm out in public type thing. If anything, it throws me off when people recognize me in real life. But my thing is, you shouldn't have to recognize me to know that it's someone that you've been cordial to before. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to recognize me to be polite. Because if anything, if that's how you react to me, like meeting me for the first time, but knowing that if you realized it was me that you were meeting for the first time, it would be different, I don't like that. I don't like, you see what I'm saying? I'm someone that you're meeting for the first time in general. So like, I feel like what I got for the first time is what I get, is who you are. You see what I'm saying? I don't like that, you know. Now, of course, one could say, well, maybe she's just shy. Because sometimes someone being shy could be read as them being cold, them being stank, blah, blah, blah. I feel like we know the difference between shy and stank. But also, that could explain the feeling with me. But like, the feeling wasn't just with me. She was giving that energy off to people that were there that she knows. That she knows. Like, that's what I'm saying. The whole thing gave very much a like, you didn't want to come or you didn't want to be here type thing. Because it's like, okay, that could explain that type of behavior with me, someone who's a stranger. But how does that explain that behavior with people that she knew? It's giving that's just the personality in general, which is weird because I would say something that she's said in her own content that is also why I don't understand the energy that was being given that night. But if I did, then y'all would know exactly who I'm talking then y'all would know exactly who I'm talking about. But you know, like she didn't have to speak to me. She didn't have to, you know, want to be warm and fuzzy and blah, 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 blah. It's just weird to me because like you don't mind doing it on social media. So what changes in real life? But again, like I said, I don't I don't be going to events or to these type of things making or with the intentions of making friends just because I know how people like to act. I like to build friends organically. You know, most of the people that I've met online that I've actually spoken to in like messages, DMs, stuff like that, when I meet them in real life, yeah, who I see online is usually who I am getting, you know, in real life. It's the, you know, like meeting people for the first time or people that I don't really know like that online. I might just like your post and like make nice comments and stuff like that. Those are the people who be acting weird when I meet them in real life. But like I said, you know, I'm good with the friends that I have in real life right now. But I just wanted to, you know, check in and let you guys know, no, being in proximity to people who are more like you is not going to help with this type of community with influencers and stuff like that. You're just going to have to, just how you would in real life, you know, take everyone for what they give you, for who they are, and move accordingly. All right, y'all, so that is it for this video. Those are some more weird influencer encounters that I've had. Let me know in the comments down below if you have had any weird influencer encounters. Let's not name names, okay? Let's not be petty like that unless you want to. But let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.